जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
एक्सप्रेस পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो.
In the mid-match show, I said that we should sit back, relax and watch two masters of the craft when you're talking about Suryakumar Yadav and Rashid. Little did I know that Rashid with the bat is going to come out to the party as well. His 79 was not enough because 12th May is a day that all MI fans should get tattooed on their arms, because on the 12th of May, MI won the IPL in 2019. On 12th of May, Rohit got his debut ton. On 12th of May, Surya got his debut ton. Then 12th of May, MI has beaten GT. That's what has happened. In spite of that big knock from Rashid, that exciting knock that kept us awake, clapping, screaming and shouting. Welcome back to Cricbuzz Live. My name's Saiyami Kher. I have Pommie Mbangwa with me and Joy Bhattacharya. He kept us awake and going, Joy, didn't he?
Absolutely. He kept us totally awake. Every time you think that, the match is over at this point in time, he hits it for another 6 and 9 sixes. That's unbelievable.
10 sixes.
10 sixes,
one,
yeah.
yes,
Sorry, I missed it.
Yes.
Suryakumar Yadav with that brilliant century got 6 sixes. I mean, the kind of hitting that we've seen out here. He started with the spinner, he ended with the spinner, and in between he hit everybody else. And all around the ground. And I think that's the one thing. Rashid, GK often does a show and he always says that, when he bought him on Breakfast and Champions, got him on Breakfast and Champions, Rashid kept saying that, I need to bat up the order. And he always wants to bat up the order. So today he must have said 8 overs to bat, partnership of what, 88? 79 of 32 balls. What do you say about that?
But Pommie, for a man who's got 79 of 32 balls, who's got 4 wickets in the game and has still gone on to the losing side, he's just going to go home and say, oh man, cricket's an unfair game.
I tell you what, yeah, on another day, right? On a day that, we don't see that masterclass on 100 from Suryakumar Yadav, even though he does this and ends up on the losing side, on another day, he's still the player of the match.
Yes.
But today, just a little bit different. I mean, he's competing against an innings that was quite out of this world. It's a top effort, though. And you wouldn't be surprised if someone said, hey, these two guys together have lit up this game. A quite special effort, really. In talking about him wanting to go up the order, I think this kind of makes a case.
It makes a case because he's spoken about how the team management's told him that his role is also that pinch hitter. He loves the role. But it was just a bit too late because, at the comm box we spoke about 5 down and then it was just too late from there.
Yeah, I suppose, the fact that he had the opportunity, as Joy says, to score 79 runs, he scored them very quickly, but he had a long time to bat. It just shows you that a whole lot has gone wrong. And actually what it says, if you're sitting in the Gujarat change room, you're sort of sitting there and thinking, well, do you know what? If there's not as much damage done in the first half of the game, we might actually still be in with a shout.
Yeah.
Because their batting lineup is so long. Even Alzari Joseph, who comes in at the back end then, is able to wield the willow, right? Yeah. So it's very much a case of, how much can you, not so much give away, because the tendency is to do what you must, which is use the front of the game, the first 6 overs of the game, to try and make sure that you're at least up with it. And as far as the rate is concerned, when you're chasing 218. But with that means that, it's kind of precarious because it means you could lose wickets. And if you lose too many of them, then you leave too much to do for others as they come in, as the innings sort of draws to a close. Tough one really today, but I think it should give them confidence because it means, well, how many do you set them? If they get a start and you set a decent score, they're coming. Not just with Miller, not just with Tewatia, not just with Rashid Khan. So
Yeah.
There's a lot
Just
in
never
terms of
ends.
reserves.
True.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at Mumbai's bowling card because they did pretty much everything right up at the top. And then later things went, well, a little down. But we see Akash, who was very impressive, 3 for 31 in his 4. Of course, the young man Piyush Chawla came in, first ball, got a wicket, 4 overs, 36 for 2. Kumar Kartikeya also first ball came in, got a wicket, 3 overs, 37 for 2. And Behrendorff that 1 wicket. So, Joy, everything was going well in the first half, and then Rashid came and, well, moved things
Yeah,
around
look,
a
he
little.
spoiled the figures a bit. But I have to say that I'm still really impressed by this Mumbai attack. This is looking a better attack than it's looked for a while. Behrendorff, he's just got that 1 wicket. That 1 wicket of Hardik Pandya was, snick to the slips. You say that there's something there. The guy's getting, slick to the keeper. He's getting something out there. Piyush Chawla, that first ball googly that completely fooled Vijay Shankar. So look, this bowling was, if you say the bowling was about 4.5, 3.5 before this, with Akash Madhwal coming in and bowling some important overs, it's coming to about 6.5. It's still not a scary bowling attack.
Yes.
It's still not, say, a Gujarat Titans bowling attack on a good day. But this is a much better attack, looking a much better attack than where they started the tournament. And I think that's important for them.
No, absolutely. But Pommie, we are also used to the homegrown Bumrah always being that one spearhead pacer for India. With Akash, obviously, 2 big shoes to fill. The shoes are too big to fill, but he's somebody we can feel very proud of because he's that homegrown talent which has the potential to become big.
Yeah, and I don't like it when those comparisons are made. They're inevitable because you're trying to fill a particular hole that's been left, and the hole that Jasprit Bumrah leaves is not a hole; it's a great big chasm, you know, and can't be filled because he's that good a bowler. So to recognize the qualities of Madhwal is good, and he does have qualities. You think about the previous game, where they decided, okay, come in, let's see what you can do at the back end. And they weren't doing it because they wanted to see what he could do. They knew what he could do at the back end. He could run up and he could hit the hole. Today, what he showed us was that he can bowl up at the front and he can swing it as well. So good qualities, and you learn here because it's tough, right? And if you can perform and do what you want to do, what you intend to do under the pressure of quite good batters, of a champion team, of a team that's kind of been going well in the tournament, then it'll give you confidence, and not just for the next game and so forth, for the future as well as you go on.
Well, especially if he gets like big wickets like Gill, Miller, Saha he's got today, Joy. So it just gives you that confidence of, okay, I've got big players as well. I'm sure that plays on the mind as well.
Absolutely. And I think the confidence the captain had in him, the way, Rohit gave him the ball early up. Obviously, what happened in the last match would have impacted it, saying this guy needs to get the ball early. And I think he proved it that he can bowl in those overs. He's a hardy kid, comes from Uttarakhand. Again, Roorkee, the same place where Rishabh Pant comes from. And it's not that he's not been around. He's been around quite a while. In the last 6-7 years, he's been in circuit. But they've been tracking him as a bowler. And I think today, this time, he's finally proved that, he's up there.
Well, he's up there, and somebody else who... just that young man. He comes in, first ball googly and gets that wicket. I just feel so good seeing Piyush Chawla come and get wickets because it's just such a heartwarming story. Again today, 4 for 36, he's got those 2 wickets. For me, it's just so nice to come and see him get wickets.
Yeah, and look, it's not an accident. It's not a case of, oh, he's lucky. He's worked really hard. And for the guys who are older, it's that much harder because they've got to come and prove it against youngsters who might well be ready to go, right? And yes, you have the experience of having taken wickets ages ago, but can you get yourself in condition? Can you get yourself sharp enough to be ready for actual competition, for battle, and be battle-hardened and ready again? And it's not so simple. It's not easy, right? So training, all of that, simulation, and all the rest. The advantage, though, is that when it comes to it, he's been there before, right? So if he can get himself into the condition, which he's done, right? He's turned up, and now the season he's having is a really good one. And it's important for Mumbai.
Very important for Mumbai. If I'm not wrong, I think this is the best season that Piyush Chawla has had in his IPL history. And I saw a really sweet conversation that he had with Ashwin, where Ashwin was, as always, Ashwin was pulling someone's leg. Ashwin was pulling his leg, saying, "Hey, you went, did commentary, and you've come back a better bowler. What's happening, mate?" So he said that, no, I was just giving my son bowling practice because I wanted to make him a better batsman. I wanted to tell Mumbai that you all have a good batsman waiting in the wings. I'm getting him ready. So he's told his son that become a batsman, you'll get 20 crores because otherwise you'll get 50 lakhs. So I just loved that banter between Ashwin and Piyush Chawla. But clearly, his experience, the money doesn't matter because he's, well.
Yeah, I mean, you've played an IPL game 2 seasons back. Last year, you're not even there. They've dusted you off and said, okay, you're going to come and play again. They were desperate. They needed, veteran experience. And to get the number of wickets, he's so overperformed, as they say.
Yeah.
And this now is very important because remember, if Mumbai goes through and their qualifiers playing, they're going to play in Chennai. And again, a track like that, a spinner like Piyush Chawla will be extremely important to them. So that's why there'll be, one eye on that as well, saying that, okay, we won our 7th win. Now we are somewhere, we are like hovering close now.
Well, we'll just have a look because you asked for a joy. We'll have a look at the points table. Gujarat doesn't get that queue next to them, but now Mumbai has gone up to 3. They are at 14. When the numbers come in, I'm just going to leave it to you. I don't want to say anything.
No, absolutely. I think now what's happened is that Mumbai can afford to lose 1 game and can still reach 16. And that's really important. If you see Rajasthan can't afford to miss a single opportunity. Lucknow will hope that, 2 wins will do it to, 2 of the 3 will get them to 15. 15 just might cut it. But for the rest, all of them, it's win all matches from here on. There's nobody else. Mumbai right now is the only team among those top 3. Leave the top 2 aside. Mumbai is the only other team who can afford to win 1 and still reach 16. And I think that's going to be important.
We'll have a look at who Mumbai is playing next because I think they're playing Lucknow next. Like you said before we started, there'd be a whole lot of teams rooting for MI to lose today, but that didn't happen. So everyone's just going to go back and say, okay, we need to work harder.
They need to win Lucknow. And Hyderabad, of course, it's a funny thing, but Hyderabad sitting right at the bottom, but they have 4 games in hand. They win all 4, they're through.
They could be through.
Oh, because they have that extra game in hand, so they're still in the party.
And often when we look at the table, right, we look at it and we do the tallying. Oh, if they win this and if they win that. But we've always got to remember.
They play each other.
Yeah, everyone's playing each other. So if they win that, it means somebody's lost. And if they win that one, it means somebody else has lost. So, and this is fantastic. Every single season, we sit here at the start and someone says, oh, yeah, these ones are running away with it. Oh, look, Gujarat Titans and Chennai Super Kings, oh, too good, yeah. Those 2 are definitely going to qualify. They're gone. They're running away from the pack. And every season, we say, hold on a second. We say this every time. We're going to get to the last weekend of matches before the end of the qualifying sort of stage, and it's going to be tight again. Maybe 1 team will be gone. Maybe 2 teams will go. No, here we are again. Same story.
We'll have a look at Gujarat's batting because today clearly was just that one off day when the top order didn't work at all. There was Saha, Gill, Pandya, who didn't really perform. Vijay Shankar was looking good. David Miller was looking good. But it's just that top order up until now has not, they've always performed.
They've always performed. And Saha and Gill have always, the interesting thing, if you notice, till the last match, before the last match, we discussed that one of the 2 have always got runs.
Correct.
It's never happened that both of them have failed. Today is the first time that both of them have failed. So you look at that, there are vulnerabilities in Gujarat. The most important thing is the way Gujarat would be looking at it and knowing that they're a very positive team. They'll say that, if things had to go wrong, this was the day that, get everything wrong. The top order got everything wrong. That order, they should have lost by 70 runs. It took a miraculous performance by Rashid Khan to get them that far. But they should have lost this match by 70, 75 runs. So that was the only thing that made a difference. But I think they'll just look at it, shrug it and say, every team has one really bad game this season. This is theirs.
Yeah, and the reason they'll also look at it as a bit of an aberration is because chasing generally is what they do well.
Yes.
And they're able to pace it correctly and do it really well. Also had Mumbai do the double over them this time round, which is, not ideal. And we were talking of these nice fairy tale stories and all the rest, right? And for Mumbai, it was important that these guys didn't come back to what was home and wreck them, right? And they remain on course. So no fairy tales, nothing like that. This is home advantage, back to the fore, and the Mumbai train keeps rolling on. And that's nice for Mumbai, important for Mumbai, as they seem to be getting form at the right time.
Yeah, well, one step closer to the playoffs. We'll see where Gujarat go from here, because I think they play Hyderabad. Yeah, they play Hyderabad and then they play Bangalore the last day of the league stage. So this is where they go. They just need that one win out of these two, right?
They should qualify in 16, but they'll want that one win just to try and get into first and second place.
Correct.
Because first and second place is important. It gives you that extra game. So, and they would have thought, okay, we've dropped this one, we can't afford to drop anymore. And I think that's how they'll look at it. And again, form coming towards the end is important for them as well. They'll want a little bit of momentum going into the playoffs.
And also, if we think about the importance of Rashid Khan's innings, let's just imagine, and if you're a Gujarat Titans fan, you don't want to imagine this, but imagine they lose the couple of games, right?
Yeah.
So they lose the couple of games and then they end up in this net run rate scenario where all of a sudden these runs that he's got here has improved their net run rate, and they've become very important for them to maybe clinch the spot without that win, but on 16 points.
There are certain parents, when you get like 92 on 100, parents will still say that was nice, but why didn't you get 98? I'm going to be that parent today. If I have to be that parent, Mumbai's death over bowling has been a problem again today.
Yeah.
Because of what Rashid did. Is this something that they probably think of when they go back, saying that this is what we can learn?
Yeah, of course they did.
Yeah.
And I think, we keep talking about this, that coaches are actually harder on players usually after a win, because players are in a better position to take it. They'd say, okay, that's a win, but you know what you did? Two things out there. One is, I thought there was a fair amount of dew. This is the maximum, most dew that I've seen this season on a game. So it was, everyone was finding difficulty in gripping the ball. Secondly, that given the normal circumstances, Kumar Karthikeya does not bowl that last over. Cameron Green bowls that last over. So Karthikeya, he was just throwing Karthikeya in to say that, okay, son, learn to bowl in conditions like this, learn to sort of do it. So I think those are the two things which are extenuating. I think Chris Jordan is still off his game. He's still not giving them enough. And Akash Madhwal has come up really well. They need one more bowler to step up to the party. I thought in the 2-3 matches back, I thought Cameron Green was giving them good results.
Yeah.
But somehow they are not bowling him that much now. But perhaps that's just one of those things that they're trying out a few other combinations to see where they go.
Yeah, I think just one over for Cameron Green. He went for 13 runs today. So I've not quite understood, because they haven't really, even with the bat, he played probably 4 good games and then hasn't really gone firing with the bat. He's not doing too much with the ball. So I'm a bit confused with that Cameron Green factor in the team.
Yeah, they did try him sort of up at the top, didn't they?
Yes.
And then decide, okay, no, maybe that's not the way to go. Maybe he should still bat 3 or 4. Or, it's an okay problem if you're winning. If you're still trying to figure things out and the side's on the up and up, and yet you've got this guy who can, because he's shown us what he can do. So he can contribute and just hasn't quite managed. There are others who are doing it. And seldom will you have a scenario where in a batting order or in a bowling group, absolutely everyone bats well and everyone bowls well. Otherwise, the other team, you get 300 of 20 overs, the other team gets naught. So that doesn't happen, right? And because it doesn't happen, you worry that little bit less about those who are not quite firing at the moment, because as a group, you are firing and you're going in the right direction. Yes, there'll be gentle chats and gentle check-ins with those players who might not be up to speed, and just the wondering and kind of hoping that they're in the right mental space, despite them not quite firing today or the game before or whatever, because they've got to make sure they keep themselves up for their opportunity to be the ones that are the match winners on a given day.
All right then. Well, it has been a historic day for Mumbai. I told you all the reasons why. I'm not going to repeat them, but we should now go and see what's happening tomorrow because it's going to be a super Saturday, a double header, double the entertainment, double the cricket. The first game is Hyderabad versus Lucknow. This is match number 58 and it happens in Hyderabad. Well, Lucknow is coming off that big loss, the 227 runs that GD put on. So it was a 56-run loss, if I remember correctly. And Hyderabad is coming off that last ball thriller win. So this is where the teams come in. Again, when we'll see the points table, who stands where, what happens, because like I said, when numbers come in, I just go completely blank. But we can see here, Hyderabad's at 9, but like you said, they have maximum games in hand. So they still have a chance to qualify, whereas Lucknow, 11 matches.
Yeah, they can go up to 17. Lucknow can go up to 17. But even 15 might do it. We don't know. Even 15 might do it. What Lucknow has is that, if they can get to that 2 wins out of 3, definitely put them in contention. So they'll be hoping that to win all 3, of course, but 2 wins out of 3 also. They have a different problem though. They're Indian batting, and they had a lot of Indian batting to start with. That's not worked at all. KL Rahul has gone out. He's got injured. They bought in Karun Nair. But, even Ayush Budhoni has not given them anything. Deepak Hooda, Kunal Pandey, Ayush Budhoni, they'll be looking at them and saying, guys, you need to come to the party. And I think that is the problem they've been having really.
The Budhoni has not come and obviously gotten the big runs, but he's looking good, but he's not been able to convert into the big runs. The good news there is Quinton de Kock's come in and he's coming as if he's just been playing some great cricket, carrying some form forward from wherever he's been playing great cricket. So the good news is the overseas players.
Yeah, Quinton de Kock's a fantastic player. The fact that Mumbai just played is, I suppose it kind of segues nicely into this, and that for year after year he was at the top of the order there and absolutely smashed it and was consistent, a really good partner for Rohit, and together they destroyed opening partnerships, with bat in hand. And he can do that for Lucknow. He's shown everybody how good he is and how dangerous he can be. Whether he can do what he did again, that will be the hope, that he can carry on, that it's not just a one-off thing. He did get a bit tired in that game. It was an afternoon game, and they keep 20 overs and then go and bat. And at the back end, you
feel it.
It's sapping heat. It is sapping heat here in India. So it's not that easy. Hopefully, 1 game away, ready to go, and is able to go this time, no issues. But it is good news that he's turned up and has played a good innings. Mayers has been good for them. It really has been through the season. To keep de Kock out, I think, is a good effort, for them to keep faith in him and for him to retain his form and keep going. Stoinis, some innings here and there, Nicholas Puran. But because they've decided this is the way that they're going to go, it's essentially saying we want to win the game with the bat.
Yeah.
Right? You are our overseas guys. You're not going to say lots of money for you, but it is the case. Lots of money paid for you. Here we are. Get us there. So they've got to do well. And if you're playing against them, that's where you take aim. Take aim at their overseas guys. And if you knock those over, you give yourself a big chance to actually knock the whole team over.
Well, let's see who can knock them over, and we'll have a look at Hyderabad's squad because, like I said, Hyderabad's coming off that last ball thrilling win. So there is Rahul Tripathi, who's come in and who has been looking impressive. That big name of Harry Brook, though, sits out. So is that something we can expect tomorrow, Joy?
I don't see Harry Brooks coming in now. I think they've got, what's happened there is Makram Karasin and Glenn Phillips, that 25, that was a match-winning innings, and they've just kept him out because, once Brook came in, he just has sat after that. But I think he's proved that he really performs at this level. Jansen gave them something as well. So those 4 internationals will play. Anmol Preet has walked in. Mayank Agarwal, unfortunately, has lost form and lost his place. So I think their team is now set. They know this is their best 11. This is the 11 that will play for them. And I think that's good for them. Now these guys just have to perform. It's home ground, so it's an advantage for them to a certain extent. And they need, really what they need is Bhuvi to get early wickets.
Yeah.
Because if Bhuvi gets early wickets and gets among that Lucknow, Indian batsmen in Lucknow, I think that's where the weakness of Lucknow lies.
So the bowling is the area of concern, right? Because if Bhuvi doesn't get those early wickets, it just feels like who do they go to? There's Mayank Markande who's been looking impressive, but there's no one who feels like that lethal bowler in that lineup.
Yeah, what they do generally, and I think it's kind of always been the case, is, and I remember they used to have Rashid Khan with them,
Rashid
right?
Khan.
And what would happen is you'd watch them and you think, well, in a kind of innocuous fashion, they seem to be able to do it. Nobody seems to be able to score heaps of runs against them. And they were that low-scoring team.
Yeah.
Anytime a game went kind of too high in terms of the score, so if it went to 170, 180 and they had to try and chase, they couldn't do it. And even the other way around, they'd go and they'd bat, and they would get what are middling
140s,
scores. 140, 150, and then they'd bowl you out. And they would defend it. So their bowlers are well aware of what their roles are generally. Bhuvi is fantastic. I mean, if we look at his record, and he is going at less than 8 to the over, I think it's like 7.4 or something ridiculous like that, over many games of opening the bowling and bowling at the back end. Now, I tell you what, it's no wonder they haven't let him go, right? Because you can't buy that. There's nobody, apart from, and I'll throw out a name, Bumrah. Right? Bumrah would be the other one you'd look at and you'd say over his career, oh, great numbers. How does he do that? And that's in the same sort of league is
Wow, that's
Bhuvaneshwar.
something big. Yeah,
Yeah, and he's done it season after season. So they rely heavily on him. And you would, because he's that good, right? If he does the business up at the front, then they're in business.
All right, so is he going to be your player to watch out for? Considering
Definitely.
your predictions have all gone well. So Bhuvi for you and for you, Joy?
I'm looking at the other camp and I'm saying Lucknow, at some point in time, Kunal Pandya has to come to the party.
Yeah.
He's important for them. There's made him captain. They've given him responsibility. He has to come to the party.
So there's Bhuvi, and from Lucknow, who's it going to be?
From Lucknow, I think, one of the batters. So I'm going Quinton de Kock again.
Okay. We'll wait and watch. There's another game happening tomorrow, so we have to now shift our attention to that as well, because Delhi take on Punjab. This is happening in Delhi, and both Punjab and Delhi have lost their last games because Punjab lost to that again last ball finish by Rinku. There's just so many last ball finishes this IPL. You're almost wondering, okay, which one was that? But this was the last ball finish of Rinku, and Delhi lost to CSK. They lost by 27 runs. Delhi, we can say, is mathematically out. They're just
mathematically in.
They're mathematically in still.
But virtually out.
Oh, okay.
So you need results with one team winning by 200 runs.
Yeah.
All of which are
I thought they were out even mathematically.
No.
But okay.
Yeah, theoretically things can happen. Very, very difficult. But those are impossible situations. I mean, even Ricky Ponting, even the most optimistic of people will not think about them.
And does this become a do or die for Punjab now?
For Punjab, of course, it's a do or die. Punjab needs to win all three now.
Correct.
Punjab needs to win all three. And I think they have to look at themselves. Look, Delhi, they've already told themselves they now have decided they're going. Delhi actually is playing almost exactly the same way now as Lucknow is playing, which is 4 international batters up front. Let the bowling be Indian.
Bowling figure.
And that's exactly the same. These guys are going the same way as well. So big top order bats. David Warner, Phil Salt, and Delhi pride themselves. Remember, Ricky Ponting, runs a very proud team. This is a team that went to the finals in a couple of years back.
Yeah.
So they will want to go down hard. They'll want to be spoilers to other teams. And if those top 4 get going, this is a very powerful team. Because the only thing, of course, we'll request them is that, great, you guys are batting is fantastic. The top 4 is really good. But can Akshar Patel bat a bit higher, please?
Somebody answer this question, because why are you not getting Akshar Patel up? At least for the last few games, just get him up. Even he would like to see that.
Yeah, India would like to see. If he finishes games at 5 and 6, it's not a bad thing for us.
Yeah, I think we're just going to all write a petition from Cricbuzz. And all of you who agree with us, or please join into this petition on Twitter and ask Delhi to send Akshar up, please.
Well, they'll have good vibes and good memories, though, because when they played at home, they absolutely obliterated RCB. So, Phil assault. That's what it was, right? It was the Phil assault. And decent touch, Marsh. So, as you say, they're gonna want to be a fly in the ointment. Whoever plays them, it's the side you don't want to play because freed up. So just playing, and you've got everything to lose. We have nothing to lose. All the best to you. That's not a good situation.
Well, all the best to you, Punjab. Let's look at your playing 11 because like Pommie said, Delhi has nothing to lose. Punjab has been, that blow hot, blow cold team. But they have so many star players there with a Livingston, with a Shikhar, with Sam Curran, so much happening. But the death over bowling has been a problem.
Lots of problems. Rajapakse was not playing for a long time. He was injured. They just put him in. Didn't work. Livingston has hit a couple of innings, but still not shown the kind of form which is kind of money that he's earning. Sam Curran similarly. Sam Curran's death over bowling has been off his... what is Sam Curran? Expected to bowl in the front, bowl at the death, and also bat 5 and 6 and score runs. And he's done... None of this has he done particularly well. He's not got them all together. You expect a player who's the most expensive player to win a couple of games for you. Right. I think Sam Curran hasn't given them that. The other big thing is, they've not played Rabada at all, whether it's injury or form, and I don't mind Ellis at all, but, bowler of the quality of Rabada, who's been orange cap holder, just keeping him out. If it's not injury, I think it's a mistake. Sorry, purple cap, my apologies.
Yeah, so I've been sort of trying to ask myself the question or answer this question as I ask it of myself. So where is it that they've not got it right? And it's quite difficult to figure it out. And as you look at the Punjab side, you'd say, did they figure out their batting? Did they get to a place where they think, okay, this is who we want? They sort of knew who they wanted bowling-wise. And then when everybody turned up, Livingston turned up a bit late and Rabada a bit late. And these are two players, if you think about them, who at the beginning of everything, not a ball being bowled, if they were to choose ideally who would be in the side, those two guys would be in, right? So because those two guys would be in, then you wonder if it's a case of, okay, when they arrive, let's get them in. And let's give them the time that they need to figure out what needs to happen and let the team sort of gel. And by the time we get to 3-4 games left, these guys will be in the team, they'll have worked it out, and away we go because they're champions, right? But that's not what's happened. They've chopped and they've changed, and they, maybe this one's going okay, maybe that one's going, maybe not. He's in good form, and it's not worked. So I still, as I sit here, don't know which side they haven't got right or have got wrong, which seems to me to say, well, they probably haven't got either exactly right as they want. And it's still very much a search as they go on, and we're at the business end of the tournament. And that's not a good place to be.
Yeah. But Joy, a player to watch out for from Delhi. And Pommie for you from Punjab.
Player to Delhi, I'm a huge fan of Mitch Marsh. And I think now that his bowling has also come to the party, he's a really great package. And the kind of package he gives for you, that kind of batting up front, batting at 150, 160, bowls well, understands these conditions better. I think he's a much better bowler than he was 4-5 years back. After the injury, he's got more craft, more guile into his bowling. He's the man for me.
Pommie for you?
With all that smashing that we saw there the other day, I'm looking at a batter. Jitesh has played well, but I think I'll go with Livingston.
All right, so we'll wait and watch. Livingston and Marsh is the prediction. We'll wait and see if they come to the party tomorrow. It's now time to answer that question which I understood but didn't have an answer for. Joy, the Joy Factor question, please take it away.
Okay, the question is, in his debut test match, this cricketer got a century. In his first one-day international debut, T20 debut, he got a first ball duck. Identify the cricketer. Definitely in the news, in the squad tomorrow, but not playing, possibly not playing. This is Prithvi Shaw.
Pommie, did you get that?
I didn't. We were
Yeah, we
gonna
forgot about it.
Yeah, we were
altogether.
gonna go and discuss
Yeah.
it when we went, but then we sort of got to discussing ice cream and what.
Food, that's what happens on Cricbuzz,
that
right?
was
That we
me,
just
God,
get-
and we know who ordered the ice cream. I'm not naming any names, okay? Yeah, not naming any names. Who ordered the ice cream? Yeah, and distracted us. Never.
Well, there was distraction here, but there wasn't distraction from our viewers. We had lots of answers. Let's see who got it quickly and the fastest. Christy Kumar has gotten this. Joy, is this a new name?
This is a new name. I have not seen Christy Kumar before. Congratulations. And the name,
Yeah, Hardik.
yeah.
Hey, can we see that again? I was trying to decipher it, you know.
Yeah, I was
the
trying
other
to-
one was easy to decipher, right? Like
Pant, Dhoni, Bogle.
yeah, we figured that one out. Favorites. Right?
Sorry, Dhoni, no Kohli. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, okay. So Hardik S 0057113. Nah, that's
idea.
nothing. I can't see what that is.
Christy, Kumar can write to us on Twitter and tell us what his handle means because Pommie wants to have the answer to that.
You know,
Yeah.
I would like to know. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll get the answers.
Curious,
We'll get the
I'm
answers.
curious.
Thank you very much for being a part of this historic day, the 12th of May, date that all Mumbai Indian fans will remember. Pommie Mbangwa, the very busy man, has an early morning flight at 6:20.
I do.
So we cannot keep him awake any
I do.
longer
I
because it is 12:05.
Do you know? I don't know if anyone wrote it on Twitter or anything. We are conscious with the colors that we wear when you turn up here every day. You know, and today, someone decided that the royal blue was what they were
Royal blue and gold.
I'm in yellow.
Blue and gold.
What
Blue and gold. That's
Gold.
blue and
royal
gold.
Where's the
blue
blue?
and gold. I mean, I don't know, but you know, like
Clearly we know which side she's-
neutral
yeah,
and
yeah.
all of that. I didn't look. Hey, I'm just saying.
I'm just here for cricket to be a winner, which it was today. We saw Surya, we saw Rashid, we saw lots of great bowling, lots of great batting. So cricket was the winner. We are going to be good students now and good children because it's 12:05. We're going to quickly go home, go to sleep because we are going to be here tomorrow earlier because we have 2 games. I think you all should be good children and good students and go to sleep as well. I know it's a Friday, but tomorrow is going to be a big long day. It's going to be very exciting. So we will go sleep. You all go sleep as well. But don't forget to join us at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Good night and goodbye.
Where are we going next?
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ ಚೆನ್ನೈ
Hyderabad Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दो